Okay, today we'll start new topic, Kirchhoff's laws.
What is this thing?
Kirchhoff's laws. Kirchhoff's laws of electrical circuits. Kirchhoff was a physicist. He gave two laws for electrical circuits. Law number one is called junction law. Junction law. In short, we call it KCL. Full form of KCL is Kirchhoff's current law. Kirchhoff's current law. It is all about current. The first law, junction law. Okay, you can write on the statement. It states that the algebraic sum. It states that the algebraic algebraic sum of all currents. The algebraic sum of all currents at a junction. Under bracket you can write meeting point, close bracket, is zero. Meeting point is zero. That means you can add down below. That means summation of I equal to zero. Sum of all the currents at a junction or at a meeting point is zero. This is law number one. First you write down the statement and then I'll explain to you. Okay. Now right below this one, this law is the consequence of law of conservation of charges. This law is the consequence of law of conservation of charges. Law of conservation of charges. This is law number one. Okay, now write law number two. Second law. Write down, this law is called loop law, and we call it KVL. KVL full form is Kirchhoff's voltage law. Kirchhoff's current law is KCL. Kirchhoff's voltage law is KVL. Okay, write down the statement of Kirchhoff's voltage law. It states that the algebraic sum of all the PDs, P dot D, potential differences. Under bracket you can add voltages. In a closed path, under bracket you write loop, close bracket, is zero. Right below this, that means sum of all the voltages, summation V equal to zero. Summation of all voltages in a closed network or in a closed path or in a loop is zero. Sigma V zero. Sigma I zero, sigma V zero. Voltage zero. Sum of all the voltages are zero. Now right below this law is the consequence of this law. This law is the consequence of the law of conservation of energy. This law is the consequence of law of conservation of energy. First law is the law of conservation of charges. Second one is the law of conservation of energy. These 2 points we have to remember well. Sometimes question comes this way. state Kirchhoff's law which satisfies the law of conservation of charges. Then you have to write the first law. Or state the law, Kirchhoff's law, which is related to law of conservation of energy. So you write the second one. The sum of all the energies are same, constant. That means from the source, whatever energy is supplied, the same energy comes back. Then the sum of all the voltages are zero, and here charges are neither created nor be destroyed. The whatever charges are available there, from there only we are distributing. The total amount of charges remain constant. That is sigma r equal to 0. Now I'll explain to how do we apply junction law and how do we apply voltage law. We'll learn about it. So junction law is like this. We'll take a point where many currents are meeting. Like this. These are the wires carrying current. So this is wire I1. Current is I1. Here the wires current is I2. Here the wires current is I3. Here the wire current is, this one is maybe I4, this is I5, like this is the currents given here, and here is the junction. Junction is the meeting point. I give the name of this point as O or anything. Then this law says sum of all the currents at this junction must be 0. What is the meaning? Normally we apply convention. The currents going towards the point will take positive, and the currents going away from that point will take as negative. That means approaching current is positive and receding current, going away current will be negative. So I see in the diagram I1 is coming towards the point, that is I1 is positive current. I2 is also coming towards like I2 plus I2. I3 is going away, so minus I3. I4 is towards, so I will be writing I4 positive, and I5 is going away, so minus I5 equal to 0, I like total. This is junction law. If you all the negatives thing, if you say the other side, it becomes like this. I1 plus I2 plus I4 is equal to I3 plus I5. So in other words, we can use the junction law in this manner also. The current towards will be equal to the currents away. Whatever currents are towards, that is I1 is towards, I4 is towards, I2 is towards. This is I2. That means we can write I1 plus I2 plus I4 equal to, instead of writing 0, all the negatives one I am sending the other side, that will be equal to this plus this. That means this current is equal to this current. That means sum of all the current is 0, algebraic sum, along with the direction. So this is called junction law. I think this law, we have been using it, and you also used in lower classes also, class 10 and the other higher classes, and you have used it already, but you may not be exactly knowing that this was the junction law. I just give one simple example. Suppose one current is coming like this, and there are two resistances in parallel. One is here, one is here, like this. The total current is I. Here the current is I1. Here the current is I2. How do we write this? I is divided into two parts. So I will be writing that this I is equal to I1 plus I2 or not. I will be writing in this manner. Currents are divided. Actually, it is which law? It is junction law only we used. Here the point is, this is the junction out here. You can see the current towards is I. These are the currents going away. So that means current towards is equal to current away. That means I minus I1 minus I2 equal to 0. So this is the actual law. If you write everything equal to 0, summation I equal to 0, so it becomes Kirchhoff's current law, though we have already used in the lower classes. So this is called junction law. The junction law becomes important for a complicated network. Simple network, we only see the whatever the currents is supplied over there, from there only we are distributing. That means total current equal to the currents of each part. We can write like this. And we have done it before also. When we derived the formula for resistances in parallel, so the currents I was divided, I showed into three branches. I showed I1, I2, I3. Then I wrote I equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. That was nothing but the Kirchhoff's law. That is KCL. But in some complicated network, it becomes important, or rather, it is useful in complex network. Like for example, write one question out here where we can apply the Kirchhoff's current law and find the current, right? Find the current, find the currents, find the currents X and Y in the following network. Suppose they are showing a network in this manner, like this. This is suppose 3 ampere, this is 2 ampere, this is 5 ampere, this is X. Out here this is Y, this is 2 ampere, this is 5 ampere, like this. Anything is given, so I'm taking it roughly here. Here is the diagram given and they are asking you to find the value of X current and find the value of Y current. Find the values. Okay. Now I'll take the one meeting point junction is here, another junction is here. So I can name it myself A and B. Now we can just add answer now at junction A using KCL, Kirchhoff's current law, using KCL. I'll look at the junction A and I'll find answer. No, you know the rule says that current towards will be equal to the currents away. So what are the current towards the point I see? I see only one current towards the point, that is 3. That will be equal to the currents away. What are the currents away? All the 3 currents are away. 2 plus 5 plus X. Now I'll find value of X. 5 plus 2, 7 will come this side. So 3 minus 7 is equal to X. So minus 4 ampere is the value of X. We write the answer with the minus sign, and minus sign indicates that in the actual situation the direction of current X should be negative. I mean the opposite direction. The direction which I marked is supposed to be actually in this direction. But we will keep the answer with the negative sign. This is the value of X. Now I will go to the junction B now. At junction B using KCL. So for junction B, what are the current towards? I see the X current is towards. First I let X, Y also towards, then 5 also towards, 2 is only away. Now I find the answer. The value of X we already found minus 4, we will put that value. Minus 4 plus Y plus 5 is equal to 2. And now I find the answer now. 5 minus 4 is 1. That will go that side, minus 1. So Y one is coming 1 ampere. The answer. So Y value comes 1. Let's see. Okay, write a question. The figure shows. Write a question. The figure shows parts of electrical circuits. The figure shows parts of electrical circuits. Parts of electrical circuits to stop. Compute I, capital I in each case. Compute I in each case. So, compute I in each case. So there are 2 cases given here. One is over here shown. This is I. This is 1 ampere. This is 5 ampere. This is 3 ampere. And this is 2 ampere. This is A. Figure A given. And figure B is given here. there are two figures given, one is here and one is there, and question is asking you find the current value I. Okay, I think you can do by yourself, just do by yourself and tell me the answer. What is the answer for first part and also for the second part? What is the answer? Just check. First answer is 5 ampere, correct. Second one,
3.
what is the answer?
3.
Okay, the second one, what is the answer for second one? 1 ampere. 2, 3.
2, 3.
I 4, 1.5, 2.5. Huh? What is the answer for second part? You can see the first part, the current towards is equal to current away. Suppose I will do for the figure, I think you have done it, most of you. So I take the current 5, towards current is 2, towards current is 1, is equal to 3 plus I, and now the answer. 5 to 7 plus 1, 8 minus 3, 5 ampere is the value of I. The first answer is here. B. Now second part, I'll just first, I suppose I take this value to be X, anything, we don't know. So what are the current towards? 2 plus 3 is right here, 2 plus 3 is the value of X, so 5 ampere is the value of X. Now this junction I will take, so what do you write? X equal to I plus 4, I plus 4, X is towards is equal to away. Then what is the answer? X value you put there 5, I we have to find plus 4, 1 is the value, 1 ampere is the value of I. Simple. Okay, I think on got this idea, how do we apply the KCL, that is Kirchhoff's current law. Okay, now I will discuss about the Kirchhoff's voltage law, loop rule. For second law, there will be a closed path given, closed path for the flow of current will be given, closed network, that is called loop. Suppose I just draw a diagram here like this. There is a resistance here, there is a resistance here, there is a resistance here like this. This is suppose R1, this is R2, this is R3. Current flowing out here is I, same current is suppose flowing here I, here also same current flowing I like this. And the total voltage applied is suppose V, for example. So this is a closed path. So we will be applying KVL, voltage law. How do we apply? We will first give the name of the path. Let us give the name of the closed path A, B, C, D. Like this. When a cell is given, we start from the positive side. From the positive side, in the direction of current, we will take the network. So we will write the name of the loop. Right here in the loop. Name of the loop is A, B, C, D, A. We will write the name of the loop A, B, C, D, A. Closing it now. From A started and again closing at A. We will take sum of all the voltages. When the voltages are there in the form of resistance, then I will multiply I into R I will do. So I will be, whatever currents, comes in the same direction will take positive, whatever comes in the opposite direction to that will take negative. So here I take the, I will follow A to B path, A to B, this way I will follow, this way, directions already marked here. So I will take the first one as IR1 plus IR2. All are same direction, that is clockwise here, in this case clockwise, plus IR3. Here what side we are encountering a minus, we like a minus V equal to 0, alright, minus V equal to 0. This thing, minus thing, if I send the other side, this will become like this, IR1 plus IR2 plus IR3 equal to V. So that means this is the supply. From here only we are dividing the voltages. That's why the total energy remains constant. Whatever energy we supply, that will be same across. From there only we are distributing the energy here, here and here. That's why it follows the law of conservation of energy. If you take I common here, it become like this: R1 plus R2 plus R3 equal to V. This is called Kirchhoff's voltage law. One simple example, suppose I guess this one is 6 volt, this is 1 ohm, this is 2 ohm, this is 3 ohm. We actually used to do in the lower classes and we have been doing it, but you were not aware that this was Kirchhoff's second law. Suppose, how do we find the total current value? How do we normally find? We see all of them are in series here. All of them are in series. So we first find the resistance value. What is the total resistance here? 1 plus 2 plus 3. What is the total resistance? 3 plus 3, 6 ohm. Then I formed as V by R. 6 by 6, the answer will come 1. Or if I use this way, then still the answer will come 1 only. You can check now I, R1 plus R2 plus R3. What is the value of R1? This plus 6 is equal to 6. The value of I is also coming 1. But you were not knowing then that this was the Kirchhoff's voltage law. It is actually the same, but it becomes very useful when the situation is simple. In simple case, we can directly do it, and it is actually Kirchhoff's voltage law only. But in a complicated network, it becomes very useful, quite useful. So there we have to use Kirchhoff's voltage law, and whatever comes in the opposite direction will take negative order in this. Negative direction, if it comes on the opposite direction, we take negative and write equal to 0. Instead of writing equal to 0, if there is a source given, there is a cell given, so we write equal to the EMF. Whatever EMF is given equal to that V we can write. Instead of writing everything in one side and writing 0 there. Okay, now just take one question, then we'll apply the Kirchhoff's law in a broader sense. Right question. A part of electric circuit is shown, a part of electric circuit is shown in the figure below. They are showing a part of circuit like this. This is 5 ampere. This is 2 ohm. This is 4 ohm. This is 6 ohm. This is I. And out here is given like this. Direction also given I1. This is given I2. And here it is given like this. And they have given the name A, B, C. Okay. Now write down below. Using Kirchhoff's law, comma, find the current I flowing through. Find the current I flowing through. Find the current I flowing through the 4 ohm resistor. Flowing through the 4 ohm resistor. Okay. So that is the question. Now we'll see the answer now. Solution. First you can see. This I1 value. This is given. I1 is given here. 3 ampere, this was given 3 ampere. Then you can find the current I2 using the junction law here, or you can do it simply. 5 ampere is coming here, 3 ampere goes here. How much is the current remaining there?
2 ampere.
2 ampere. You can write I2 value is 2 ampere. So it is known. So it is Kirchhoff's current law, KCL or here. Now basically we'll apply the closed network. Is a closed network, but there is no battery. So we can follow any direction, either clockwise or anti-clockwise. In any one way we can take it. In case of a battery shown, we can start from the positive side, and then all the voltages will be equal to the EMF or the voltage of that cell. That will equate with that. But just now what I will do, I will be doing, first give the name, right? In the loop A B C A. I'll give the name of the loop A B C A. In the loop A B C A, using KVL, Kirchhoff voltage law. Let us use it now like this. Whatever will come in the same direction, I take with the positive, and whatever comes in the opposite direction, I take negative. I take voltage means I into R, 3 into 2. I write like this: 3 into 2. I1 into this, that means 3 into 2. Here 4 into I plus 4 into I, because in the same direction. 4I. Now out here the direction is opposite, because current is coming this way and we are taking C to A like this. We are moving this way A B C A, but current is going in opposite direction. 2 into 6 I will do here. Minus 2 into 6 equal to, there is no cell that equal to 0. If there is any battery, so we start from the positive terminal of the battery. Now we will simplify and find the value of I. 3 6 are 12 plus 4I, 6 2 are also 12.
18. 3 6 are 18.
Sorry, 3 6 are 18. 3 6 are 18. There is a mistake here, equal to 0. So 4Y is coming how much? 18 plus 3 6 are 18 minus 12 is 6. We will go there as minus 6. Therefore, I value is coming minus 6 by 4. So minus 1.5. Minus 1.5 ampere. Give the answer with the minus sign.
सर ऐसे मतलब 3 into 6 कैसे आया? 2 into 3 होना चाहिए ना?
Sorry, there was a mistake in calculation. 3 into 2. So 3 into 2, yeah. 3 into 2. So this become minus 6 will go there. So positive is answer. 3 into 2 I should do, no? So that was a mistake. So please do necessary correction. Okay, all right. So this is how we apply Kirchhoff's laws. Okay, now just take one question. I think you had done in the simpler way, we had done it, but we can do it very complicated way. I will rather using Kirchhoff's law. Write a question using Kirchhoff's laws. Using Kirchhoff's laws. Find the currents through each of the resistors. Find the currents through each of the resistors in the following circuit. Six ohm, 3 ohm, 4 ohm, 12 volt. Here it is given. I'm very sure that this type of question we had done in a simple way. What was that? First I'll find this one in parallel, I'll find value of Rp. So the value of Rp, if you calculate, will come 2. Yeah. That 2 and this 4 are in series. The total resistance will come 6. And total current I will come this 12 by 6. That means total current value will come 2 ampere. Okay, that is a simple way. And now that 12 ampere will come same here till here, but here it is dividing into 2 branches. So I1 and I2. How to find I1, I2? For that you find VP first and then you divide the current. So instead of doing that, now I will be solving the same using Kirchhoff's laws. So let us use it. So from here, positive side will show the current I flowing over here. Current I is coming here. Here current I is dividing into 2 parts, I1 here and I2 here. The total current I is dividing into 2 branches here. So I will give the name of it A, B, C, D, Any name I'll give randomly, I'll give the name. First, using junction law, you can write here applying KCL at C, at the junction C. Total current I is dividing into two parts. Means current towards is equal to current away. I write directly first I equal to I1 plus I2. I will write this as equation 1. Total current I equal to I1 plus I2 I will write. Okay, now I will take it this way. This loop I will take, this loop. You can give some more name. C, E I have given, so F, G, H, I, any name I give randomly here. I will take the loop, in the loop, E, G, H, I, F. F, G, H, I, F. F, G, H, I, F. So I am taking it this way, like this way. In this closed loop. So what should I write? I write the current into this one, 6I1. I write as 6I1. And this side, minus sign, minus 3I2. There is no cell of it, right? 0. This will give us 6I1 is equal to 3I2. We can cancel it. That means 2I1 is equal to I2, equation number 2. 2I1 is equal to I2. That is equation number 2. Now I will take the total voltage 12 volt from here only. I will take the loop like this. A, B, like this I can take. Any one way I take. Right here in the loop. A, B, C, G, E, A. A, B, like this I am taking, like this way I am taking, this way. How to take? All of them are in the same direction, same direction. So, what is the value? 4I, I from here, positive side I have started. I let first 4I plus 6I1 equal to this value, 12 volt, directly 12. What I will do, right? 4 I value I will put here I1 plus I2 plus 6I1 is equal to 12. Open bracket, you get 4I1 plus 4I2 plus 6I1 is equal to 12. 6 plus 4 becoming 10I1. 10I1 plus 4I2 is equal to 12. This is equation number 3. I will put the value of I2 here in terms of I1 and first find the value of I1. Let us do it. So write 10I1 as it is plus 4 I2 value I will put now. What is the value of I2 here? I2 value is 2I1 into 2I1 equal to 12. Now I have find answer now. 10 plus 4 to the 8, 18I1 is equal to 12. Therefore I1 value is coming 12 by 18, 2 by 3. 2 by 3 is the value of this one. 2 by 3 ampere. That means 0.67 ampere is the value of I1. I put the value of I1 here and find I2. Therefore I2 is equal to twice of I1. That means 2 times of this 2 by 3 is coming 4 by 3. That means 1.33 ampere. Then I find I. And I equal to, we have I1 plus I2. This addition of these two current, the answer will come 2 ampere. 0.67 and 1.33 you have, answer is 2 ampere. So this is rather the linear way, long method, but answer will come the same. Though we can do this question by simpler way, that we know that the simple method is these two are in parallel. I will put in parallel and find total current first, and from there on we divide the current. But if question asks you to use Kirchhoff's law, normally Kirchhoff's law they will not ask you for the simple circuit. They will ask you to apply the Kirchhoff's law for a complicated circuit. But the answer will come the same. Actually, we have been using the Kirchhoff's law only. Okay. Now, take the question which is usually the standard type of question they ask in ISC level. Okay. class 12 level in exams. This type of simple network they will not ask you to use Kirchhoff's current rule, because simple way is simpler to do. So write a question. Using Kirchhoff's laws of the electrical circuits, question says using Kirchhoff's laws of the electrical circuits, find the values of the currents I1 and I2. Find the values of currents I1 and I2. Find the values of currents I1 and I2. And circuit is given here. Please copy the circuit. This is R1 is equal to 1 ohm. This current is given I1, and this is given EMF E1 is 2 volt. EMF E2 is 3 volt. This is R2 equal to 6 ohm and R3 equal to 2 ohm. This is I2. Yes. That's the question. You have to find the value of current I1 and current I2. This is not a simple kind of network, so we'll be using Kirchhoff's law, and the question also demands to use the Kirchhoff's laws. So name I can give randomly, and if the name is already given, so we'll follow it. Otherwise, we'll give the name randomly. And suppose A, B, C, D, E, F. These are the names I am giving here. Basically, we see I1 and I2. There are two unknowns. So we must have two equations. We'll solve them simultaneously and find the value of I1 and I2. So first, we can see this loop out here. Sorry, these junctions. I1 comes here all the way. I2 also comes here all the way. And they are added up together and they are becoming actually I, and this I value we can write here I1 plus I2. Total current becoming I. This I1 I2 are joining together and flowing like this in this part. But here again they are getting separated. The current I1 will go back to its own source and I2 will go back to its own source again. I1 plus I2 comes here and again getting separated and going back to their own source. That means what current flows through this one, the current flowing through this is I1 and current flowing through this in this direction only is I2. Let us take the loop from the positive terminal here. So directly here, what should I write now? In the loop A, B, E, F, let us write the name. In the loop A, B, E, F, A. You can just mention here using KVL. Even if you don't mention it is understood, but you should name the loop, which loop you are taking. So let us take, I see here is the resistance out here. So what is the current flowing through this resistance? That is 2 multiplied by this value in the same direction. And that get twice bracket I1 plus I2. And out here I will be writing I1 into this, that means plus 1 into I1 equal to, what is the EMF of this source? 2, right? 2. Actually I am supposed to write minus 2 equal to 0, but minus 2 I will be sending the other side, writing 2 here. Let us simplify and make one equation. 2I1 plus I1 becoming 3I1 altogether plus 2I2 equal to 2. This is the equation number 1. Here also I take the loop from the positive side. So what is the positive side? This way I will take the loop. So write the name of the loop. In the loop C, B, E, BC. Close it again by writing the same letter again back. I am taking this phase. What is the current here? I1 plus I2 into 2 I will do again. Right, 2 bracket I1 plus I2 plus 6 times of I2 equal to what is the EMF of that one? 3. Make equation 2I1 plus 2I2 plus 6I2 is becoming 8I2 equal to 3. Equation number 2. Now I must solve these two equations simultaneously to find the value of I1 and I2. I think that much you can do. No?
Yes, sir, obviously.
Okay. So
Why can't
you are multiplying the first equation by 2 and the second equation by 3 and check now 2 3 is becoming 6I1 plus 2 to the 4I2 is equal to 2 to the 4, 3 to the 6I1 plus 3 is the 24I2 is equal to 3 3 is the 9. Change the sign so the first one gets cancelled. Minus 24 plus 4 is giving minus 20I2, minus 9 plus 4 is giving minus 5. Minus will go, so I2 value is coming 5 by 20, 1 upon 4, 1 upon 4. You must give the answer in decimal place. At least 2 decimal places you must give the answer. 1 by 4 is coming 0.25. Don't give the answer in fraction form, sir. 0.25 right here. I'll put the value of I2 back in equation 1 either or in equation 2 and find the value of I1. Now, putting the value of I2 in equation 1, I put the value here. I will get 3I1 plus 2I2, that means 2 into I2 value. I will put the fraction value 1 by 4 is equal to 2 and I will find answer. 3I1 is equal to 2 minus half. 3I1 is coming 2, 3 by 2, 3 cancels. So we get I1 value is coming 1 by 2, that is 0.5 ampere. So that's the answer. We got the answer I1 and I2 value. So we got the two answers. I1 is 0.25, I1 is 0.5 ampere and I2 is 0.25 ampere. That is it. By chance, if they ask you find the current flowing through this R3, what is the current flowing through I3? I1 plus I2, that is I. So you can add them 0.25 and plus 0.5, that is answer 0.75. If they ask you find the PD across 2 ohm, PD means voltage across 2 ohm, then I into this current I1 plus I2, whatever value comes, that is 0.75 into this I will do, and I get this answer. Sometimes they give internal resistance here. They will write 2 volt like this. They will write I1 is equal to 2 volt, 1 ohm. Something is written here. Here also written maybe 2 ohm like this is written. So we will take this also into consideration in that case. We can understand. We can take this somewhere here. That is I1 into multiplied by this also will come here. 1 into I1 this will also be multiplied here. And this side 2 into this value I2 value will also be multiplied and will be taken down there. We cannot neglect that internal resistance. That also we have to take into consideration. Okay. Now we'll do one more question. Okay, right? In the circuit shown below, comma, in the circuit shown below, comma, calculate the currents flowing through, calculate the current flowing through each of the resistors, and Here it is given the circuit. E1, E2. E1 equal to 17 volt. E2 is equal to 21 volt. 21 volt. This is given 2 ohm. This is given 3 ohm. And this is given 5 ohm. Yes. That is the circuit given. Let us find the current through each of the resistors. So you can first draw the diagram there and then see this current suppose is I1, this current is suppose I2 here. Let us see how the current is flowing, circulating on here like this. Current will be circulating this way. I1 will come here and will go back to the own source. This path is going to follow. I2 is going to follow path. This is I2 coming here, and in this part they are getting joined. I1 and I2 are joining together and becoming I1 plus I2, and then I1 goes back to own source and I2 goes back to its own source. Again, getting separated. So I'll give the name of the loop randomly. Anyway, you can give it A, B, C, D, E, F. And then you can try out now. So when a cell is given, start from the positive side. From this side, we will take the network. What is the name of this one? A, B. You can name the loop here. In the loop A, B, C, F, A. In the loop A, B, C, F, A. How do you take I1 into this? Directly you write 2I1. All are in the same direction. You are all in the same direction. If anything comes in opposite direction, will minus. Plus 3 times of this value, 3 times of this value, I1 plus I2 equal to, what is the EMF of this cell? 17. We will make equation 2I1 plus 3I1 is becoming 5I1 plus 3I2 equal to 17, equation 1. Now, second equation I will make now. In the loop, what is the name of the second loop? I will start from the positive side this way. I mean E, D, C, E. E, D, C, F, E. E, D, C, F, E. Now, let us make equation there. 5I2 plus 3 times of this I1 plus I2 equal to 21. First set I1, 3I1 I write first, plus 5I2 plus 3I2 becoming 8I2 is equal to 21. Equation number 2. We will solve the two equations simultaneously and find the value of I1 and I2. Ashish? Your answer.
100.
Find answer. First you find I1 and I2, and then when you add them together you get I1 plus I2 value. Answer is 1 ohm, 1 ampere, 2 ampere and 3 ampere. Just verify. I1 will come 1 ampere, I2 will come 2 ampere and I3 will come 3 ampere. Has any one of you got it? Alright. Any one of you found the answer?
When?
Anyone? This 3 I will write here, this 5 I will write here. So 3 5 are 15 I1 plus, please you have to do it properly. 3 into 17 is 51. Here is 15 I1 plus 40 I2 is equal to 500. This. Changing the sign, this is cancelled. Minus 40 plus 9 is giving answer minus 31 I2. Minus 5 by minus 1 is 4.
Data.
Minus 54.
Minus 54.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then maybe. Say. Actually, in the actual question, I made little mistake there. In the actual question, this was 5 ohm and this was 3 ohm. In the actual question, then the answer comes 1, 2, 3. But let us do with the question which I have given. Okay. In the actual book's question, no, and according to the book, the answer is supposed to come 1 ampere, 2 ampere, and 3 ampere. But that time the value is supposed to be 5 ohm and 3 ohm. So by mistake, I wrote just opposite way. I just checked the question. It is from your book only. This. So take this as I have written already. How much did I take it? So this was 5 ohm. This was 3 ohm. According to this question, let us find the answer. I2 value is coming 54 by 31. Get answer. What is it? 1 point how much?
7.
7 ampere.
Okay. Round off in 1.74, and after that which number is coming? You have to round it off accordingly.
4 first one. 4.
1.74. 4.
1.
Okay. 1.741. So you are rounding off. Rounding it off to 1.74. And that's fine. I put the value of I2 back and find I1 value. I think you have understood now. I think. Okay. So today we will do this much. Tomorrow we will continue with some more complicated network here.